here's a taste of things to come, the Flysimware Learjet 35 Alpha. With classic 1970s technology, this is an aircraft that has to be flown. There's no dial of speed in this aircraft, it's all done by the bird, the ball and the needles. So using the Gates Learjet 35A flight manual that I've downloaded, we'll take a look at the tables included in the flight manual so that we can input some weights and then derive some accurate V-speeds. So here we have a typical light load in the Gates Learjet 35 Alpha. As my load is 14,000 pound gross weight. See empty weight 9154, payload is 950, that's pilot, first officer and 3 passengers with 100 pounds of baggage. Fuel 3,900 pounds, we've got the tip tanks loaded at 750 each, and these are jettisonable by the way. So that gives us a gross weight of 14,004 pounds. Max gross weight allowable is 18,000. That bottom figure there is not correct. So that's our light load. So given our charts in the very good manual, I'll have a look at these, and this is what I've calculated for V1. If you can see, it gives an example at 50 degrees Fahrenheit, 6,000 feet altitude, for a 15,000 pound takeoff weight. Wind is a tailwind 10 knots with a 1 degree up gradient. We're going to be taking off from Cardiff, so we've got 50 degrees temperature. There's our weight, 14,000 pound gross takeoff weight. Follow the graph up and across. Wind is 10 knots. Gives us a critical engine failure speed, or V1, of 115. We go across to the runway gradient. I've factored in a gradient of 1% just to be sure. That takes us across to a V1 speed of 116. Without the gradient it's 114 V1. With the gradient 116, so we'll call it 116 for our V1 speed. Okay, and for our rotation speed VR, again at flaps 8, take a look at the graph from the flight manual. 14,000 pounds across, straight down the line, 125 knots for rotation. Okay, V2, gross weight 14,000 pounds, max takeoff weight, straight across, gives us 130, 130 knots V2. Learjet takeoff distance chart, flaps 8, as you can see, with our configuration and weights we're well under 6,000 feet. Object clearance, takeoff distance, flight path at flaps 8 and again at flaps 20. Very useful chart. So this is a NOTAM for the guys on AvSim, Scott, and the guys on the Flysimware Learjet thread. Multicore experience, this is the graphical user interface. You can see me just moving about here. We have menus, general menu, command menu, which gives us the Vox scripts. These are the flows. Checklists, we can add, amend, alter or import. ATC, I use radar contact 4. But this is the window that will make our V1, VR and V2 references. I previously showed you that we're going to be using 116 for V1, so we simply dial that in and the first officer will call out V1 at 116. For VR, bring up the VR, flaps 8, VR was 125. Okay, simply dial that in, 125. V2, we looked at these figures with £14,000 takeoff weight, giving us 130 for V2. So again, just dial that in. 130. Got the opportunity to put flex temps in and transition altitudes. Here in Blighty at 6,000 feet, you can alter that at will to 18,000 for the US. We put our mass in there now, and finally we'll enter our mass, which is 14,019 pounds, 6 1/4 tons. The next step is to enter all that into PFPX, and then we can get cracking with some accurate calculations.